95.5 KLOS. I'm Joe Benson, and this is kind of the seventh day here. We've just done a bonus side for you tonight. Side one, or most of it, Pink Floyd, The Division Bell. Started out with Cluster 1. There's the sound of somebody walking across a peat bog. What Do You Want From Me followed that. Poles Apart, Marooned, and Great Day for Freedom was the last track we heard there. Pink Floyd next weekend. We will be there live on KLOS. Talk about live. We've got Possum Dixon in the studio next. I'm really jazzed about this. Hang on. We'll be back.
Recently, we took a trip to the grocery store.
DA.
Doesn't want to hold.
So, what was your favorite part about Europe?
Oh, the planes. We didn't see much of Europe.
But you had a really
actually the hotel rooms were really cool. They're really nice. They put us up in we each had our own rooms, which is very, very uncommon. We usually have to share, bunk up with each other. So when we got to Hamburg, you know, we thought like we'd have to like bunk up with each other, and we'd been on a plane for like 2 days. And we get to Hamburg, and the record company in Germany like put us each in our own rooms. So it was really, really, really cool. I mean, like, they had robes there for us that said, like, Hotel Witzenhamen or something like that, you know.
Is that boudettes, or?
No, they didn't have boudettes, but, you know, it was great. It was great. I liked England. We didn't spend enough time there. In Amsterdam, we were there, like, one day, but we spent the whole... Aha, you fooled us.
Live here on Local Licks. Next on KLOS, this is Elvis Costello for
you. Sorry. But you guys pretty much you got used to your window seat and everything.
It was switched around from like day to. We flew every day. We were there 5 days, and each day we were flying from one place to another. And I don't know. I basically got stuck with the aisle seat a few times. I had the window seat once, but. Airplane life, man, it's strange. Sitting, cause like we didn't get to sit next to each other, you know. We'd get split up, and we'd have to sit with like strangers and stuff. And you know, you're sharing a little arm rest with like some guy next to you, you know. And Sully was talking in his sleep. He sat next to this woman, and he was talking in his sleep, and she was kind of being frightened by him.
I took a lot of pills.
What were you talking about?
I took other people's medication. I don't know, but I was twitching. Like, and somebody gave me, and a friend of mine in New York, she had taken these, she gave me these muscle relaxants, but like they had the opposite effect. I mean, I could sleep, but I was sleeping, and then I would just jerk, like my arm would just go,
I'm falling.
But I would wake up from it, like I just coming out of like the jerk, and like she'd be looking at me with like, thought it was. For me for a sec? So, and I was sweating profusely, but I slept the whole trip. It was beautiful, but I know I was.
Oh, these are mics? Cool.
Oh shit, I forgot to load it.
Okay.
Damn, that record button always gets me.
Oh, okay.
Wake up, Rob. Today's your birthday.
Is it your birthday today, Rob?
Every day's his birthday.
Are you gonna have a good time?
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, if my shoes were a little smaller, maybe I could have a better time. I bought some of these. I bought this pair of shoes on the road, and they're too
Which
big.
microphones am I going to use on the air?
And they,
or are you mixing it on the
I don't
air?
know.
I'll mix the music on the air for just
By any chance?
95.5 KLOS. That's Elvis Costello. I'm Joe Benson. It's time now for Southern California's longest-running showcase for local talent. We like to call it the Local Licks program, probably because that's its name. We've been on the air since November of 1980, and in the old days when we were on Sundays, we'd have live guests in all the time. And since we went off Sundays, it's been much more difficult. I'm very excited about having this group of gentlemen, and I'm using the term loosely, in the studio with us tonight. Not only a Southern California band, because that is a criteria to get on the air around here this time of night, but a very good band. Possum Dixon, welcome to KLOS.
Thank you,
Joe.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's see if we can figure out which microphone's here. Let's try that one down there.
Check one, check two.
How about this? How about try it again?
Check one, check two.
Okay, we'll have to hire an engineer to come in.
Engineer for hire.
We've got Rob Zabrecki with us. Am I pronouncing this correctly?
That's about as good as I've ever said it. Yeah.
Okay, Rob, we know where you are. Robert O'Sullivan.
check.
Okay, we heard him in the background. He normally handles electric piano and some guitar. A very stripped-down band, instrumentally speaking tonight here. Celso Chavez.
That's right.
Hey,
Just
Gary,
my
how
son.
come I can't get him on a microphone over here? Come on, Gary. Jeez. All right, and Richard Turrell.
That would be me.
That would be you on drums. Very quiet for a drummer.
Did you figure that one out?
No, I haven't got any of them down there.
Okay, hang
I
on.
suppose they work. Okay. Well, that one's on.
How about that one?
That'd be all right.
Oh, here we go. How about this?
Is that happening?
Check, 1, 2. Was that the
That
problem?
makes all the difference.
It's
I hope they pay you
it's
a lot
color
for it.
coordinated, these mics. Black is off, green is on.
Okay, let's see. So that's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5, 6, 7, 8. Who do we
This is just
appreciate?
like playing a club date, isn't it? Before I play some music from your album, you guys have actually been around for a while, haven't you?
Yeah, like, well, I guess
10
it's
years?
going on 5 years, 4.5 years or something like that.
You didn't start out as a four-piece, though, did you, Rob?
No, we started off as a confused duet, I think. Celso and I started the band back in 1989, where it was kind of like, it was one of these things where anything could go. We could just invite somebody up from the audience that might want to try out playing tuba or accordion or saxophone or even drums, I think, at the time.
I stood a chance of being able to play in the band.
You could have been.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you might have been a couple of nights where I don't remember being there. I don't know.
I talked to somebody who at least claimed to have known you from those early days and said you were almost theatrical at times.
Who was
Cabaret,
this?
kind of that. We don't want to mention names.
Liars.
Liars.
Well, I think back then it was more of a, we were looking at it as like, you know, we were living at home with our parents. We were going to like junior college. We were working pretty crappy jobs at the time, and that was what we did. And we weren't we never really took it as, we had fun with it, but it was never like this, so significant that we thought, we must have a drummer, we must have a guitar player.
Did you even have a name?
We didn't have a name until there was a time actually that we had a gig, and we were playing at a record store out in Reseda out here,
Mm-hmm.
and
In Reseda. Where would it have been in Reseda?
the Bebop Records it was
Oh,
called.
okay.
Um,
They didn't stock
They
the
had
Joe's
they
record guy, but
no they had shows. They closed down the records. It was a record store actually in
Yeah.
the daytime. At nighttime they'd close down the record store and
poetry readings and whatnot.
yeah,
right?
right. Like the acts like Exene or Henry Rollins. They had Red Hot Chili Pepper. I don't know, all sorts of bands. At one time or another played this. Thelonious Monster was one of them. And we got this gig, and the owner of the place said, "Well, we're going to book you, but we need a name for your band." So Celso was watching America's Most Wanted on some Sunday night. You know that.
One of your favorite programs?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Classic American. It was next to the Brady Bunch.
White trash a go-go on
Yeah.
Sunday evening.
So anyways, this
America's
guy,
Most Wanted.
James Possum Dixon, and Possum was
Tattooed on
uneasily, scribbled on his hand with a bad tattoo marker, probably from some drunken night somewhere.
Was
Anyhow,
he an Ozzy fan?
where I was guessing, it should,
No,
it,
probably
it should
wasn't
say Ozzy, yeah.
Van Halen,
Right.
Black Sabbath.
Right.
He had Black
All our
Sabbath,
favorite
Mob
bands.
Rules.
Right. So anyhow,
UFOs.
so we used that as the name of our band, Possum Dixon, and stuck ever since.
Wow. Very grammatical thing. Now, we'll play a bunch of songs from your debut album here, and you're going to play a couple live. This first one I'm going to play, I really love the groove on this, but this actually had been released before you ever were signed, I believe. The name of the song is Nerves.
Yeah, what was a set? Yeah, it was a 7-inch actually that we put out a couple years ago that we did.
Do
on
they
our
still
own.
make 7-inch vinyl?
Yeah, actually,
Oh, okay.
in many parts of the world.
It's in mass production, Joe.
This is, well,
On
there you
colored
go.
vinyl.
No wonder it's taken me so long. This is, the name of the song is Nerves from Possum Dixon from their debut album. We have them live right here in local licks on KLOS.
This is the autobiographical nerve about the male written song.
I'll ask you about that when I come back, so I won't blow the conversation here. Sorry.
of jobs, and we're living the same kind of, 25 and under, $10 an hour job, 2-week vacation, have a girlfriend, or maybe I don't, or maybe I don't know, kind of job, and that's that's what we sang about. It was like there was, I don't know, maybe there's some credence and truth and all that stuff.
Did you actually ever? Was there any point when you guys were playing together, you ever thought, well, maybe someday we'll be out on the road for 4 or 5 months straight and be playing every place all over?
I think we wanted it. We never expected anything, because it's always been like, you work for. We've always loved doing what we've done, so it's we never expected it. But yeah, sure, we wanted it like any band. And you always want to go to the next thing. Like, you start off, you play LA for 5 months, then like, well, maybe we can go to San Francisco and do a show there. So then it's a big thing going to San Francisco, and then maybe we'll go to Arizona. That would be so great. And so we rented a cargo van, we slept on each other and went to Arizona. And then, I don't know, last month we were in London or something. So yeah, we're always looking at, we want to do
How
stuff.
long have you been on the road now that the album has come out?
It's about
6 months.
6 months.
Yeah,
We've
we.
been touring since October 19th. I'll tell you the exact date.
And this is
We've had 2 weeks off.
Thank you very well.
Yeah.
Is this your first time back in all that time?
No, we've had 3 weeks off, like sparse, broken up. 3 weeks altogether off since October 19th.
Let's play a song here and then talk a little bit about some of the people you've played with and some you'd like to play with, in a manner of speaking. I want to play a song called She Drives, if that's all right with you.
Sure.
This is She Drives, Possum Dixon on KLOS. 95.5 KLOS Local X program. Possum Dixon in the studio with me live. I'm Joe Benson. Rob Zabrecki is here. Robert O'Sullivan, Celso Chavez, and Robert Turrell. If I blow one of these somewhere along the line,
Rich. I mean, Robert
I'll just say if I
O'Sullivan.
blow one of them, then we've, oh well.
So
That's all right.
Is it? Close enough. What we're doing here tonight, we're going to be playing live. We're going to do one more song, then we're going to do something live in the studio as well. We'll be playing with the mixes and stuff goes along. You've been touring for 6 months. Before you started the tour, you released Watch That Girl as a single on your own in 90, I believe. You finally got a drummer in 91, is that it?
Something like that, yeah.
Rich, it took you a while to sign up, or?
Yeah, it took me,
We had to recruit out another local band, yeah. So
I'm into that. And then you had Nerve release as a single in 93. When did you sign the record deal?
about 9 months ago.
93.
Yeah, last year. Just about a year ago. Actually.
Do you think the singles, releasing the singles is what did it, or was it because?
Combination of a lot of things, I think. I like to think a combination of a lot of hard, just a lot of, I mean, the singles was an element of it, but playing live relentlessly.
Well, that's a good way to hone the material, too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're a live band. I mean, you know, we never really thought. I think it was the singles, the T-shirts, constantly playing live, constantly trying to get out of town when we, if we could get enough sick days, or even call in sick from other cities and say like my parents died like twice.
Did you have like a 412 A&R people coming out and looking at you?
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
We avoided actually kind of that. Luckily, we were able to avoid all that. I mean, it was very, very quick. It was like sudden death. It's like we like you guys. Let's get something happening and
First come,
so
first
yeah,
served.
yeah, really, pretty quick.
Yeah, that was it. I
Did
mean,
they say, okay, we're going to take, you've got this material, we like these songs and these songs on the
no,
studio? or is
no,
that
no.
up to
They
you?
said we like your band and let's go make a record, and that's just
We
what we
recorded
did.
a lot of songs.
That song and that album, for all intents and purposes, was our set list for a couple of years. And in fact, we played it just about that way, where we go out and we'd start off with, the first song, and we go.
And Earl Mankey was pretty cool to work with in the studio, wasn't he?
Yeah, you could say that. Yes, Earl Mankey is the coolest, actually. Yeah, well, he was a guy that I think when we got the opportunity to have a little bit of money to record an album, which we didn't do it for very much money and for very much time for that. I think he was the guy. I mean, he worked with all these LA bands. He was a member of Sparks early on.
Yeah, you know him well from there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And he's produced a number of things we've played on the show over the years.
Concrete Blonde. He did, and a bunch of and a million LA bands that probably
Flock.
yeah, bands that that more of an
I
a
would've
lot of
forgotten about that.
underground bands that never really
So
did a lot.
So
but-
you go in, you record, you had a good time, the record's out, the record company says, we're going to release this, you're going to hit the road. And you-
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was really
there you
quick.
go.
Who have you played with so far? What bands? Have you,
Oh.
anybody we want to talk
Oh,
about?
we played with, oh yeah, we played with Dead Milkman, X, Meat Puppets,
Back.
Beck.
Test dummies.
Some
Crash
bands,
Test
yeah, we wouldn't.
Wonder Stuff.
But I'll tell you one band that we do want to play with, and this is in total honesty. They're another Los Angeles band that is Motley Crue. We'd like to go on a hooligan's holiday with them.
We played. There's a lot of.
We'd probably be annihilated, but so what?
There's a lot of great LA bands. There's a band called the Abe Lincoln Story that's out that might or might not ever come here. There's Ludafisk. There's
Abe Lincoln's Story.
Glue. Yeah.
You've never appeared naked on stage with them, have you, Rob?
All right, who was there? Who
what's
was
the
the
next
spine?
question?
Here's a song from the album. This is called.
So
I
Rob,
was drunk.
Rob, what was the story with that? Tell us a little bit about last
I
night.
don't remember. My body was there, but my mind was somewhere else. I don't remember. I blacked out.
So how did you and Steve end up shedding clothes? That like
I think we've always just mutually loved each other so much that it had to be that way. There's no story.